and I just got done watching 1982's An Officer and a Gentleman, starring Richard Gere, Deborah Winger, David Keith and Louis Gossett Jr. Would you believe it? I've actually never ever seen this movie before, which is hilarious because this is considered one of the seminal in chick flicks and stuff, but just never watched it. And yeah, it's an interesting one. For those who don't know, it tells the tale of Zach, played by Richard Gere, who's this. His dad is this drunken, whoremongering kind of Navy officer, and he's a bit messed up as a result, and he feels lost and everything, and you know he's a bit mixed up inside, and he signs on to join the Navy, and you know, goes to training, and it's really, it's your classic, you know, the training kind of one of these training movies that there are so many of, be it, you know, Army or Air Force or whatever, but you know, this is Navy. And you know, he hooks up with, there's these girls that go to the Navy base and stuff and hook up with the guys, and these two meet up with Zach and another guy there played by David Keith, and Worley, I can't remember his name now. Shit, what was his name? Anyway, mine went blank. So they kind of hang out and stuff, and you know, the one that's with Worley kind of is like trying to trap him and stuff, and whereas Deborah Winger's character is just Paula, is just, I think that was her name. I'm sorry, my mind's gone blank. She's just like, she loves Zach, but she's not trying to trap him in the same way that is, you know. But yeah, it's really, you've got this love story weaved in the middle of this, essentially what is a 2-hour long, you know, watching a character kind of development and watching him discover himself and stuff like that, and it's just a little too cliched for me. It could just be that I've seen so many of these movies, you know, if I'd seen this like years ago and then seen the movies that have come afterwards, it might not have been so bad. And of course there are so many parodies of the end of this movie. I mean, I've never seen this movie, but I knew the end, you know, verbatim. I just knew it because it has been done so many times, especially like on The Simpsons and other things. I knew where it came from because, of course, the Up Where We Belong by Joe Cocker and Jennifer Warnes is always accompanying the parody versions of the scene. But yeah, I like this movie. I can understand why it is like respected as a good chick flick that, you know, people like to get their boyfriends and spouses in to watch. And Richard Gere is admittedly hot in it. And it's not that I dislike it. I just feel like I've seen so many of these types of movies now, that they all kind of just merge into one. This is 15 rated, and I don't know if it's because it deals with suicide and stuff, but I didn't really feel like it deserved that kind of rating. I mean, yeah, as well, there are sex scenes and nudity and all that. Okay, fine, it deserves a 15. Let's just completely correct what I just said when I think about it. But you know what? I think the tone of this movie for me was kind of set is very early on. You have this awful band, not only killing, well, not killing, murdering, because killing could be used as a positive term, murdering Dawn's classic tie a yellow ribbon around the old oak tree, and also somehow managing to like extend it into like a 6-minute cut, which is just wrong. Um, it was just, they really then did this really bad instrumental version of Feelings, and then they all go out to the beach, and Paula goes to Zach, oh, do you not like the band? And he's like, not really. And I was just like, yes, exactly, finally, somebody else who agrees with me. It's pure 80s cheese, and I like it, you know, in the same way I liked kind of Dirty Dancing. There's just nothing really all that outstanding for me. I like the characters, and I did. I genuinely did. I felt for the characters. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this movie. I think I could just be tired. I could, like I say, I'm going to put it down to the fact I've seen this kind of movie so many times now. But it's a good movie. I can only, for me personally, I can only give it a 6.5 out of 10. It didn't blow my mind. And maybe it's just because I feel like I've seen this movie tons of times before. I didn't feel like it brought anything new to the table, really. Yeah, it was more graphical in a sense with the whole, you know, like I say, suicide and stuff like that. But other than that, I felt bad because it would have been nice to see Robert Loggier's father character again. You know, before the end, if not just before the end, so that, you know, Zach could go, yeah, you thought I wouldn't make it, but look, I made it. But yeah, other than that, yeah, it's very vanilla. That's probably the best term for it. But yeah, I'm sorry. Everybody's going to hate me now. I mean, you know, to put this movie, I'm not putting it down. I think it's a good movie. For me, it just it wasn't outstanding. And especially, like I say, as a genre, like piece for watching people, you know, like train at these kind of military bases and that, it just didn't stand out. Either as a love story or that kind of story. Or military story. But, yeah, that's 1982's An Officer and a Gentleman. That was tonight's movie. Like I say, sorry this is rambled. Sorry I've not really given it a much bigger praise, because it is a good movie. It just didn't do it for me personally. I can imagine people giving this easily, you know, the acting and that, it deserves a good 7 or 8. But just from generalness, that's why I'm giving it such a low rating. But yeah, that was 1982's Officer Gentleman, which I realise I've now just said for the 3rd time. We'll be back again tomorrow with another movie, as always. But for now, please like and subscribe if for some bizarre reason you like this. I'm kind of tempted to re-record this, if I'm honest. I'm not kind of happy with this, but I guess I keep saying it's initial reactions, and, you know, maybe somewhere down the line I'll watch this again and give it a much better, thorough review. But for now though, this is Sketch, signing out before I ramble on anymore.